Thank you, Alistair. I was intrigued by this assignment, and I think the thing that set me off was your sentence talking about the kind of things that government guidance describes cities as versus the question of cities that are edgy or cities and places for sort of a random encounter. And it got me to thinking about neighborhoods and the processes of neighborhood renewal and neighborhood change. And I decided to do a little chronicle of edgy neighborhoods in Manhattan during my lifetime to give you a sense about how the cycles of renewal and evolution change. And this is the West Village, which when I was a teenager, I was reading all about Bob Dylan and the Beats going to the West Village. By the time I got of an age to travel there, it was full of very intelligent bankers and magazine editors. This is Soho, which when I was just entering university was the place to be. And by the time I graduated university, it had moved to being the place for art galleries. And by the time I graduated from graduate school, it was the place for the Banana Republic and the Gap. This is Tribeca, the neighborhood just below that, where a great neighborhood of lofts, which really turned into million-dollar flats, but had a great period of loft parties in the early 1980s. And the Talking Heads lived there. This is the East Village, which in the 1980s was really a place where you took your life in your hands to go there, but by the 1980s had become the place where the New York equivalent of city boys and bankers would go to live. And so this process of discovery and colonization continues, but now it's in Brooklyn because Manhattan's all filled up. And this is a neighborhood in Brooklyn beginning that process with the first wave of discovery, edginess, and hipness, which is thrift shops and people living behind storefronts.